We begin tonight with breaking news of crews fighting to gain control of a big wildfire in Indian River County.
What has now been dubbed the tree frog wildfire has burned at least 1,600 acres now, and at the moment is just 10% contained. And all of that smoke has now forced the closure of both northbound and southbound lanes of I-95 right near the Indian River-Brevard County line.
It's also led to voluntary evacuations in some areas. We have team coverage tonight to get you all the information you'll need. Steve Weigel will be looking at the weather aspect here. We begin, though, with WPTV anchor Jay Cashmere live. Jay.
Michael and Shannon, I can't underscore the severity of the situation right now. I'm standing in the northbound lanes of I-95 right now. This fire this morning was 5 acres. As we speak right now, it is 1,600 acres burning out of control. And right now there's an all-out assault to try and contain it by Indian River County fire rescue officials and the Florida Forest Service leading the charge right now. Voluntary evacuations are in place right now for certain communities in Fellsmere. And 95 has been shut down since 8 o'clock this morning. You can see some remnants of the fire. It's really hard to dictate exactly where the main fire is. It's burning at St. Sebastian Preserve State Park. It happened this morning and it's been growing by the hour all day long right now. 95 is closed in both directions, and I mentioned it has been since 8 this morning. This is the Fellsmere Sebastian exit, 156 right now northbound. There's about a 3-mile delay right now. As you're coming northbound, you'll be diverted off, and then you'll be detoured over to the turnpike. That's your best bet right now. All of this because of a campfire, according to Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Freed. I want to turn things over right now to my colleague Josh Navarro. He's standing by at a staging area not far from where we are right now with more on the firefight to get this fire contained. Josh, it's 10% contained at this hour. The winds have been kicking up all day long. What are fire officials saying?
Well, Jay, the Florida Forest Service says this is the biggest fire right now in the state, and the wind is causing, like you mentioned, a big problem for firefighters right now. We're actually here at the southwest entrance of the St. Sebastian Preserve State Park, where this fire is active. We're right off County Road 512. Now, the wildfire started around 8 o'clock this morning and has spread to 1,600 acres and is currently 10% contained. The Florida Forest Service says they have over 10 dozers currently on scene, as well as helicopters making water bucket drops onto the fire. Fire officials say the combination of the dry conditions and the drought index reaching higher than average have contributed to the fast spread of the fire, but they are trying to look ahead as much as they can to keep this fire from spreading.
We gotta know if we can run it into a swamp, run it into a pond. We have structures in front of it, the way it's going, what the wind's doing, if any storms are coming that are going to change the direction of this fire. Today we have mostly an easterly wind, and with the sea breeze now, being later in the day, it's starting to pick up.
The power lines, that is an issue as well. As you can see, we do have an abundance of these power lines. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to cut a line through this fire before it hits these power lines. If this smoke and this fire starts approaching these power lines, that can be another issue that we're going to have to take into consideration for our safety.
And here's another live look of the smoke from this wildfire, this massive wildfire. We've been seeing fire crews coming in and out of the side road all day long. Like you mentioned, the cause of the fire is under investigation, but officials suspect it could be caused by a campfire. For now, we're live in Fellsmere. I'm Josh Navarro, WPTV News Channel 5.
All right, Josh, thank you very much. And because the fire is so dangerously close to roadways and some structures right now, voluntary evacuations have been underway for the last several hours for certain residents in the Fellsmere area. We want to highlight those voluntary evacuations. They're in place right now for the greater Fellsmere area from 97th Street to 109th Street, as well as everything east of Willow Street, which is 130th Avenue.
I know that the fire crews are working diligently to stop it right where it is. But we have to consider that all this is blowing west and it's engulfing the city of Fellsmere in smoke at this time. And we want to give residents a sense of peace and calm to know that we're out here, we're working it, but we are recommending a voluntary evacuation for those areas.
All right, the fire also fueling a lot of frustration for drivers. As I mentioned right now, this has been the scene since 8 o'clock this morning, and there's no telling how long I-95 will be closed. Both northbound and southbound right now as we speak are closed. We had gotten some indication that southbound had reopened. I'm actually seeing a car coming southbound right now. That's the second vehicle southbound that I've seen. We may have some insight that southbound may be reopening, but I can assure you northbound is not, because this is the scene right behind me. So let's go over the routing right now. If you're headed north, best bet is to take the Florida Turnpike now. The wildfire forcing the closure of the northbound lanes of I-95 near the Indian River-Brevard County line. Northbound traffic is diverting off at 156, the mile marker. That's right where we're standing. It is basically the Fellsmere Sebastian exit. And right now, southbound, it appears, has reopened. Let's go ahead and listen to some drivers and part of the frustration that they've endured all day.
It's crazy. We've just been trying to, we're trying to go to Orlando, and it's just been kind of crazy. We just keep getting rerouted. So hopefully we'll get there. It's just been...
And we didn't know what was going on. So if they tell us what's going on so you can make a decision and know what you should do.
All right, we just got confirmation as we were on the air. Southbound has reopened, and you can see the traffic is flowing smoothly. That is not the case right behind me for northbound traffic. As soon as we get any word on when northbound will reopen, we'll certainly bring that to you. But right now, it is anybody's guess how this situation will unfold tonight. We've got a few more hours of daylight left. The winds have been fueling this fire all day long.